Hi everyone, this is Suzanne Wagner, and I wanted to have a short discussion about why is it that we're so afraid of passion. Being a retired ballet dancer, I think I had a little bit of an advantage because in ballet, being on stage, you have to learn to let go. You have to learn to cut loose. You have to learn to surrender. You have to learn to trust your partner. You have to learn to trust your training and your body that it knows what it's going to do. And there's a fine line that you move through when you're an athlete or a dancer where you're in control and you're trusting what your body needs to do, and at the same time you cut completely loose and you're not in control. So there's this edge that you dance on. And I think sexuality is again one of those edges that you can dance on, but it's amazing to me how many people have learned to control, and that's the way they have learned to feel safe. But there's another level of safety, which is through surrender, that can allow you a deeper understanding of yourself, a deeper knowing of yourself, and it kind of makes something magical start to happen. I also think in the dance of sexuality and vulnerability, the most powerful thing you can give another person in that dance is your trust and your vulnerability. So I think if you don't know yourself and you haven't done a certain degree of inner work, it's harder, it's scarier to kind of trust passion and find that edge and lean into that edge and surrender and open and find out what's beyond that edge. And I think sexuality is the thing that really gives us a doorway to see how much more is in the world energetically than we're aware of. I think so much of the time we spend our time, being contained and being small and not trying to upset other people and not invading their energy field. And while I personally love space and I love to have my own quiet and my own space, there's also that place where you have to learn to let somebody in. And when you learn to let somebody in on an intimate level, it's amazing how it infuses other areas of your life. With other people, you become more relaxed. You don't try to put on airs. You're not trying to prove who you are. There's something about sexuality that when you have been at the edges of your own passion and moved beyond what you previously knew as an edge, there is a deep sense of knowing yourself that begins to happen. So I will be teaching my Shades of Passion workshop in Salt Lake City, Utah, the 29th and 30th of July. And it's going to be in Holiday, Utah, in one of my friends' homes. That's a beautiful home in Holiday. And I hope that you can join us. The class is $200 for the weekend. And you can be a single, you can not be a single, you can be a couple. What we're trying to do is start the conversation about sexuality, learn some exercises and some techniques that allow sexuality to start to open and flow. In the workshop, you will be getting a PDF copy of my book, Becoming Authentic Lessons in Tantra, because when we dance on this edge of passion, you need to start to have that discussion related to what is Tantra. And Tantra is the weaving of energy, sound, and movement. And it's through that combination of that weaving that you dance in passion and you learn to play with that in a really beautiful way. I hope you can join us. I hope you are willing to face your fear about letting go and moving into your passion. This workshop is not in the quote sexual realm. We're not doing anything in a sexual way. We are having discussions and doing exercises that open up the doorways to allow you to maybe expand your repertoire, learn some different things. I've had men that have come to the class and their conversation with me always goes, I don't think I've ever met anybody as open as you that can have a conversation about absolutely anything. And I have learned so much by your willingness to have a really authentic conversation about your experiences and what you have learned in that process. And I think that the only way we learn is by sharing. So I hope you join us. Come to the class, July 29th and 30th, Salt Lake City, Utah. Shades of Intimacy. Thanks, everybody.